here today. Thanks for joining us.
Mhm.
Tell us about what's going on in your career lately, how you've been progressing this year.
Oh, Gretchen, thank you for the time and the space as well. But for me, I'm in this transitional space right now, just like finding my place and where I want to be, and then taking all of the experiences that I've had and turning them into um, what I think would benefit other educators and support the children that they serve, and just trying to help us all find our way in education. And that's just where I am right now, just in this nice little spiral of transition.
And you've been in education for how many years?
This is year 18 that I'm walking into, so
Okay.
yeah, it's been a
So,
while. Jeez.
as you think about yourself in this kind of mid-career point, we'll say 18 is a mid-career point. What do you think is different now than was different at the beginning of your career? What is different
Oh,
about the experience for you today?
you know, I talk to adults and teach educators a good bit, and it's always, oh, the kids are different. And I don't, the kids aren't different. They're still kids. I just think the expectations of the adults have shifted to where um, we've put a lot more on the children. And then I think if we're getting pushback from children, it's because we're asking them to be or do something that they're not ready to be just yet. And I think we've seen some examples of some outliers of children who have been able to do phenomenal things at certain ages, and we just think that all children can do that, and that's not really true for them. So honestly, I just think that the shift has happened. Again, we have so much more connection. Social media has made us more connected, to see more things, to compare things, as well as the students we teach. We see kids on social media, and we're like, oh, I want my kids to do this, and then we feel like that we have to go in and force our children to be something that we've seen. And I just think that's the big change. We have so much comparison and competition because of social media, that we have kind of lost sight of the most valuable person in this entire cycle, and that's the children that we're serving.
Yeah,
Um,
that's pretty amazing. When you think about this, I mean, as an educator, those same problems and challenges face us as educators as well. The impact of social media, the competition that's constantly around us. To me, I always call this it's just a noisy environment to be in because there's
mhm.
just messages coming at you from so many angles. How do you use coaching then to kind of keep yourself grounded and to help you focus on what you're saying is the most important part of your work, which is the students that you work with?
Oh my goodness. I believe every time I talk with you guys, I come out feeling like, okay, this is what I needed. These are the people that understand me, they see me, they get me, and I just feel like I can keep moving forward. So when the coaching sessions just really allow me to see that I'm not too far off. And if I'm off, like, y'all know how to speak a language to me where I can hear you. And sometimes it's like, you hear other people and they're just like, okay, that's just rude. I don't want to hear what you have to say anymore. But you guys know me. You've taken the time to learn me, into where you know how to speak my language to where I can hear you when I feel like I'm off, or if I am off and you're trying to pull me back on the right direction. So it's been a sense of just, I don't know. I keep hearing the word freeing and liberating, or these words that just keep
Mm.
coming up in my mind
Yeah.
and in my spirit. And that's really what it feels like. Like, I know that what I envision for school for children is not so far-fetched. Too often people feel like, though, you'll never have that. You can never have that. And I feel like you can, and I want that for them, especially my own kids. I want them to be able to go to school and feel safe and feel free and not be afraid of anything. Just try things. And if you mess up, you mess up, and that's okay. That they're in loving spaces and encouraging spaces, so that they can get where they need to go. Um, and that's just where I'm working right now. So when I come here to talk with you guys, that's what I get out of it. Like, that's truly how I feel when I leave any of our spaces when we're together, whether we're face to face or here on Zoom, I walk away feeling like, okay, I just spoke with some really intelligent people and they made me feel good about myself. And
And
I'm grateful.
Natalie, you're one of our colleagues that when you come into you've come into several coaching sessions and leave saying, I didn't know I needed this today, but this is exactly what I needed today. How would you explain that to someone who's thinking, yeah, I don't need coaching. I need, other things in life. I need time. I need more money, more energy. How do you, how do you articulate that to someone who may think, I'm not sure coaching's right for me?
Oh, that's a great question. I honestly, I just feel like there are times where we get so caught up in the rat race that
Mhm.
you need to just talk to someone who is outside so that you center yourself in a sense. If I talk to people in my workplace, we're going to all talk about the work, right? And so if I'm outside of the workplace, we're going to be more general and speak about education generally. We sometimes focus on, the issues that I bring to the table. But it's really just comforting to just come with other educators who kind of see everything holistically and just how we build one another up and we uplift one another and we encourage one another, because too often we're in these spaces and there's a lot of negativity and there's a lot of tearing down of the person or um envy, and it's just those things that the intimidation and all these things that you have to deal with outside of work. That we come here and we all have different walks of life, we all have different hats that we wear, but it just feels like a freeing space where we can just talk, and I just feel like that's needed. I don't know an educator who wouldn't benefit from some time like this, like just so that they can talk and feel like you're not being judged, that you're just saying what you need to say with people who can understand what it is that you're saying and what you're going through.